Hello dear students. In the last presentation we had seen about the introduction of CSS, then what is responsive web design. In this presentation I am going to cover remaining topics of CSS, that is types of CSS, CSS border, margin and positioning. There are three types of CSS. They are inline CSS, internal or embedded CSS, and third is external CSS. Inline CSS contains the CSS property in the body section attached with element known as inline CSS. This kind of style is specified within HTML tag using the style attribute. Internal or embedded CSS. This can be used when a single HTML document must be styled uniquely. The CSS rule set should be within the HTML file in the head section. That is, the CSS is embedded within HTML file. External CSS contains separate CSS file which contains only style property with the help of tag attributes. For example, class, ID, heading, etc. CSS property written in a separate file with .css extension and should be linked to the HTML document using link tag. This means that for each element, style can be set only once and that will be applied across web pages. For inline CSS, every style content is in the HTML elements. It is used for a limited section. Whenever our requirements are very small, we can use inline CSS. It will affect only single elements. In HTML, we require that various HTML tags views are different, so then we use incline cascading style sheets. There is a disadvantage of inline CSS. It must be specified on every HTML tag. There is a lot of time consumed by that and it is not the best practice for a good programmer and the code will be quite large and very complex. Consider one example of inline CSS. HTML head title demo CSS slash title slash head body and h3 style is equal to font family Arial we are giving, background color for example green is given. This is a test CSS and slash h3 slash body slash html. If you run this program you will get the output as shown. Next about internal CSS. In internal CSS, the style of CSS is specified in the head section. This is internal CSS. It affects all the elements in the body section. Internal CSS is used in the condition when we want a style to be used in the complete HTML body. For that, we can use the style in the head tag. This style performs an action in the entire HTML body. Consider one program, HTML head title demo CSS slash title, then style body font family for example, Buxton sketch is given, color is red, background color yellow, P color blue slash style slash head and in body give the heading as this is a test CSS slash body and slash HTML. When you execute this program, you will get the output as shown. Next is external CSS. In external CSS, we create a .css file and use it in our HTML pages. as per our requirements. Generally, external cascading style sheets are used whenever we have many HTML attributes and we can use them as required. There is no need to rewrite CSS style again and again in a complete body of HTML that inherits the property of CSS file. There are two ways to create CSS file. The first is to write the CSS code in Notepad and save it as a .css file. The second one is to directly add the style sheet in our Explorer and to use it on our HTML page. Now, how to create and use external CSS? So, right click on your application name in Visual Studio, add a style sheet, write your CSS code and save it. Open your HTML page and drag down the style sheet, save and run. Or I told you that you can add it into the, you can write your CSS code into the Notepad. Consider one example of external CSS and you will get the output this way. Consider about CSS margins. The CSS margin properties are used to create space around the elements outside of any defined borders. With CSS, you have full control over the margins. There are properties for setting the margin for each side of an element. For example, top, right, bottom and left. CSS has the properties for specifying the margin for each side of an element. So, margin top, margin right, margin bottom and margin left. All the margin properties can have following values. Auto, the browser calculates the margin. Length, it specifies a margin in pixel, point, centimeter, etc. Percentage, specifies a margin in percentage of the width of the containing element. Inherit, it specifies that the margin should be inherited from the parent element. Consider, for example, if you want to set different margins for all four sides of a P element, then you can do it this way. P, margin top, set the margin as 100 pixel. Margin bottom, margin right and margin left as shown. Consider about CSS border property. The border property is a shorthand property for border width, border style if it is required, border color, and CSS syntax is this way: border colon, border width, border style, border color, initial, inherit. Consider various property values. So various property values are given over here. For example, if the value is border.width, so it specifies the width of the border and default value is medium. If the value is border.style, so it specifies the style of the border and default value is none. Initial means it sets this property to its default value. Inherit means it inherits this property from parent element. Consider, for example, if you want to set the style of the borders for different elements, you can write the code this way. The border style property specifies what kind of border to display. The following values are allowed. Dotted, it defines a dotted border. Dashed, solid, double. So groove. So groove defines a 3D grooved border. The effect depends on the border color value. Reach, it is a 3D reached border. Again the effect depends on border color value. Inset, outset, none. So it defines no border. Hidden means border will be hidden. The border style property can have from 1 to 4 values for the top border, right, bottom and left border. For example, dotted in bracket border style colon dotted. CSS positioning. CSS helps you to position your HTML element. You can put any HTML element at whatever location you like. You can specify whether you want the element positioned relative to its natural position in the page or absolute based on its parent element. Now we will see all the CSS positioning related properties with examples. The first one is relative positioning. So relative positioning changes the position of the HTML element relative to where it normally appears. So left colon 20 for example adds 20 pixels to the element's left position. You can use two values top and left along with the position property to move HTML element anywhere in the HTML document. Move left, it uses a negative value for left. Move right uses positive value for left. Move up use a negative value for top. And move down use a positive value for top. Consider one example of relative positioning. Here we have given the style as position colon relative. Left and top pixels are set. Type this program and get the output. Second is absolute positioning. An element with position absolute is positioned at the specified coordinates relative to your screen top left corner. You can use two values top and left along with the position property to move HTML element anywhere in the HTML document. An element with position absolute is removed from normal document flow. It is positioned automatically to the starting point, that is top left corner of its parent element. If it doesn't have any parent elements, then the initial document HTML will be its parent. Since position absolute removes the element from the document flow, other elements are affected and behave as the element is removed completely from the web page. So move left, use a negative value for left. Move right, use a positive value for left. Move up, use a negative value for top. Move down, use a positive value for top. Consider an example of absolute positioning. Here we have given the style as position colon absolute. Left and top points are set. Execute this code and get the output. Third is fixed positioning. Fixed positioning allows you to fix the position of an element to a particular spot on the page, regardless of scrolling. Specified coordinates will be relative to the browser window. You can use two values, top and left, along with the position property to move HTML element anywhere in the HTML document. Move left, use negative value for top left. Move right, use positive value for the left. Move up, use a negative value for top. And move down, use positive value for top. This is the HTML code for fixed positioning. Here we have given the position as fixed. Execute this program and get the output.